Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's lukemick here. If it's your first time, welcome for the first time. Today I'd like to probably introduce most of you to my girlfriend Nancy.
Hi.
That's her right there. She's been in videos in the past, but I don't know, the past like close to a year. I think the Black Friday video may have been the last one you were in.
I was just in your Criterion blog.
Oh, that's right. God, I'm stupid. Wow. Well, here she is. You can really see her in person on camera. What are we doing in this video? Well, we are going to go through our favorite films alternating each other of every year we've been alive. So for us, starting at 1997, as we were both born in 97, we'll be moving all the way up to 2020. And I want to give a quick shout out to Nathan Hale and Movie Buff Pains for instilling the idea for this video into my brain. Both those channels made basically the same thing, and I think it's a really fun and cool idea for a video, and we wanted to give it a shot because, you know, we've got opinions that we want to voice, right?
Yeah.
Like, you really feel the need to get all this off your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to do it, or you're not going to be satisfied, and you won't be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving us this idea. I've personally had a lot of fun making my list, and I'm even more excited to share it with all of you. And with her, because we have not shared each other's lists. So I don't know what she's going to pick. I know what I'm going to pick. She doesn't know what I'm going to pick.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's quit goofing off here. And let's start. I'm just a few months older than Nancy. So I'll start. And no peeking at my list, please. I'd be very disappointed if you got some spoilers. So, starting at 1997, my favorite film of the year I was born. Can you guess what it is?
Face Off?
Face Off, baby.
I hate that.
You cannot go wrong with Nick Cage and John Travolta. There were honestly a lot of films from 97 that I really do appreciate and love a lot. But looking at the list, I was like, which one do I revisit the most? Which one do I have the most fun with? Which one defines me the best? And it's definitely Nick Cage and John Travolta. You can't go wrong with them. Face Off is like the most epic 90s action movie ever. I love it. But there is one honorable mention thing I want to mention, and it's a film that I've only seen once and watched it for the first time pretty recently, so I couldn't comfortably pick it as my definitive favorite for 97. But I would like to mention David Lynch's Lost Highway, because that film is awesome, has a killer soundtrack, great cast, lots of weird David Lynch stuff. I just couldn't pick it because I haven't seen it enough times at this point. You? 97?
My 97 is Titanic.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even know. Have you seen the whole movie?
I have seen the movie. I've seen it multiple times.
Jesus.
I basically grew up with it. It was one of my mom's favorite movies.
Period piece.
So the way I picked my movies is a little different than Luke, probably, because I'm not that much of a film critic. I pick my films based on nostalgia.
I mean,
so
I just picked Face Off.
That's
Face
true.
Off is an acclaimed action movie, but it's not
That's
like
true. But it's a little different. But I picked Titanic not because it's like, oh, it's a great story or anything like Rose and Jack. Oh yeah,
it's
super
a good story.
believable.
It's romantic. I haven't seen the whole film. I've seen like the later half of it.
We all know Rose could have saved Jack.
I have not thought about that
We all know
choice
that. There was enough
for, like,
space
10
on
years.
that little thing.
That was a kind of a
But-
surprising pick. Although a lot of people love Titanic from
Yeah.
97.
It's a good movie. It's alright, but it's something that I grew up with, so Titanic.
Nice. Okay, well, moving on to 98. This was a year that, for me, I looked at, on my Letterboxd, I looked at all the films that I had seen from 98, and honestly, there weren't many. And the ones on there, I don't feel like I have a very firm opinion on them. It's been a while since I've watched pretty much all of the films on here. So this one, I'm not completely confident in it, although I remember it being a great film, and I've seen it a couple of times. That's American History X with Edward Norton. This is one of his best performances ever, about him being a neo-Nazi and going to prison and just reforming and finding passion within himself again and sort of looking at the world in a different way. And it's a very harsh film, but it's also very rewarding by the end of it. It's been a while since I have actually watched it from start to finish, at least 6 years ago, I'd say. And there were a couple of other films from 98 that I just, like, knew that I haven't seen, but they're films that I wish I had seen before making this video. So although I think American History X is a great film, it's just, like, it's been so long, but I couldn't pick anything else, really. So that's my 98.
Yeah, cool.
Well, anyways, alright, let's do 98.
Okay, my 98 is...
why am I looking?
Don't look.
Sorry, I'm being a jerk.
I have to read.
Yeah,
Don't
look.
Alright,
I'll look over here.
Well, you still have to listen.
Okay, I'm listening. My ear is still
Listen to
pointing at
me!
you.
So my 98, I had kind of a hard time choosing. Also very nostalgic, but also something that I guess represents me and is a big impact in my life and in the film industry. And it's Mulan, because Mulan is a badass queen that, you know, just worked hard to protect her family. And I think that represents a lot about me. That represents my culture, although I'm not Chinese, but it represents the Asian community. And for Disney to release a Asian warrior, not even just like a princess, a warrior, it meant a lot. And it meant a lot to me growing up as well, because I got to see a princess or warrior or whatever that looks like me, and I think it impacted a lot of Asian American girls as well.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time in preparation for the remake that's coming out. Or it was supposed to come out in March, but it's supposed to be coming out on Disney Plus now, which is, if you ask me.
Disney Plus, you should just move into theaters. Just wait. We've been waiting. We can keep waiting.
Yeah,
I will
agree.
wait.
But I liked it a lot. Looking at the 98 list, I knew it wouldn't be like the one that I'd pick for my favorite, but I'd say like it's in the top 5 of 98. Like I liked it a lot, actually, so.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, moving on to 1999, I'm technically not supposed to talk about this film. It's Fight Club. I'm not going to say anything else about it because you all know what it is. You're all in on it.
About it.
But a quick honorable mention that I would just like to mention for 1999 is a little film by Takashi Miike, Audition. That's a great film that you can't beat Fight Club in my eyes, but Audition is one I just want to throw out there and say, hey, I gotta mention it because it's fantastic, deranged stuff that is super cool.
My number 1 is Audition.
Hey,
That's actually the one I saw.
that's actually the one I saw on your list. When I looked at it, I was like, oh, Audition, shit. So I almost didn't do this honorable mention thing because I just wanted to say it though anyway.
Yeah, my number 1 is Audition. Probably because I don't really have a 99, but also Audition is really good. So if I didn't, I don't even know what else I would pick anyway. I love the female protagonist.
I don't know what the hell she is. I don't know.
Or antagonist, kind of both.
Well,
She's
yeah.
definitely... You need to watch it.
Yeah, watch the movie.
No, I loved her. I think it's just creepy. It makes you confused at times. We had a whole discussion after it.
Yeah.
And
you
were
noticed some things about it that I didn't pick up on the first time.
So
it makes you, that makes sense.
It makes you think, and I like movies that make me think.
Yeah. It's a great film. So if we both brought it up, I think that means you should check it out if you have not. Moving on to the year 2000, the year my sister was born. If she were here, she'd be starting here. But she's not.
Okay.
The year 2000, looking at all the films, there were quite a few that I really could say that I loved, although they're not popping into my head right now. I just knew this year was kind of ooh, what should I choose? But I'm going with Requiem for a Dream, which is my favorite Darren Aronofsky film. It's his best film, if you ask me. It's about a bunch of drug addicts, heroin addicts, and a mother who's becomes addicted to speed and television. And it's just a very harrowing, dark film that is so visceral in its editing and its presentation of the subject matter that it's just an unforgettable film experience. Jennifer Connelly, Jared Leto, Marlon Wayans are all awesome in the film, and I can't remember the name of the older woman, the mother of Jared Leto. I don't know the actress's name, but she's everyone. The cast is fantastic. So that's my 2000 pick, is Requiem for a Dream.
My 2000s is... I don't think I had that many choices to pick from, but I actually really do like this movie, even though I made fun of it a lot. But my movie pick is Battle Royale.
Oh, that's one of the ones... okay, thank you for bringing that up, because I was there was another one that is a favorite of mine from that year. That is the other one.
Yeah,
so.
I just recently watched it, honestly, like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we rewatched it. Oh, I rewatched it for
Yeah.
the first time in a long time.
It was my
introducing
first
to
time
her.
watching. It was, I guess I realized, like, figured out that that's what Fortnite is kind of based on. I think it's actually really hilarious. It's a little too anime.
It's
but
super
it's, like,
dramatic. I love
It's so
that.
dramatic. It's so anime
It's
in
so
the way
emo.
it's shot. But that's kind of like its perks. And it makes it, like, memorable because of that.
Yeah, super fun movie. Okay, moving on to 2001. This has been one of my favorite films for a long time, and an actor that I love to death, probably my favorite American actor, and that is Jake Gyllenhaal in Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko is just a complete mind-bending film. It has a great soundtrack, awesome cast, so many weird twists and turns, and just a great film. Like, it really makes you think at the end, and every time I watch it, I've seen it multiple times, I never know what to think, like what really happened. And just to put it out there, I usually watch the director's cut over the theatrical cut. So that's Donnie Darko, 2001.
I'm honestly not surprised.
There was another one in 2001 though where it was like, oh shit, I can't.
It's
go
hard.
without Donnie
This
Darko.
list making is really hard. My 2001, gotta make sure. My 2001 is also very nostalgic. I picked Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Just want to make
Oh
sure.
my good god.
I
That's a good.
love that movie
Yeah, it's a
so
fun
much.
one.
We have been talking about that a lot lately because
Yeah, I want to find that Blu-ray.
yeah, a lot of the Scooby-Doo series, TV show is like on Netflix, so we've been talking about that so much, and we've just been looking for it, but I don't even know what to say, but it's just so good.
So much fun video game stuff
Yeah.
in there because they're like going through different levels of a video game.
And then they
throughout.
also they like actually released a video game, and that was really fun to play too. And it was kind of hard, I think, if I remember correctly.
I always wanted the game, but I never had it. I think there was a PlayStation 1 edition. You played it on like the Game Boy though?
Yeah,
Right?
something like that. And I don't even know what happened to it, but it was really fun. So I think it really stuck to me, and I want to rewatch it soon if we can ever find it.
Yeah, I mean the Blu-ray isn't like expensive. I think you could just order it on Amazon for pretty low, but like we're kind of trying to find it out in the wild. At least I keep my eye out
It's
for
more
it,
fun to
but
find things sometimes in the wild instead of, just ordering it.
That's a very odd pick, but I like the movie. Can't say I don't like it, but it's been so long. Moving on to 2002. This was a pretty obvious pick for me once I looked at everything. Punch Drunk Love, directed by PTA, the great, starring Adam Sandler. This is one of the best romantic comedies ever. It's a romantic comedy that just exceeds and surpasses all expectations. It gets onto these very stressful, anxiety-inducing levels. Philip Seymour Hoffman is completely trying to use and abuse Adam Sandler with his whole phone sex line scam operation. There's just so much crazy stuff in this movie. Pudding, and it's like the music is always going. Adam Sandler is so high-strung and always running around doing something. One of his very best performances, obviously. I love the film, and it's one of my favorite PTAs. I was so excited when Criterion announced they'd be putting that in. I know it's been in the collection for a long time now, but that was one where I was like, yes! I've been wanting them to put this in the collection. They finally did it. Because it deserves to be in it, so.
If you can't tell, I don't love the movie. It's a little too slow for me.
It's so fast-paced.
It is
It's
not.
non-stop.
It's a lot of dialogue.
And punching things. Adam
Yeah,
Sandler beats up
it's
a
very
bathroom.
aggressive, and like honestly, I don't really like aggressive
Adam
movies like
Sandler.
that. I'm also not a huge fan of Adam Sandler. That's true. He's a great actor, but like
when he wants to be.
when he wants to be. No, that's true. He has some weird movies. My 2002 is Spider-Man.
That would have been my pick if not for Punch Drunk Love.
Tobey Maguire.
Hot.
Cute. Yeah,
Hot.
I like him.
Also a very nostalgic movie. Watched it
course.
so many times growing up. I mean, by 2002, you kind of it's part of the 90s kids culture, late 90s kids. So I watched that a lot, and like that was kind of like one of the first superheroes that I really got into.
Definitely.
It might be the first, actually.
Yeah.
Also, because we bonded a lot over Tobey Maguire when we first started talking, so...
Yeah, I've always loved Tobey Maguire. I mean, he's supposed to be kind of a jerk in real life, but...
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I still love Tobey Maguire, and I wish he'd act more nowadays, but he doesn't. Moving on to 2003, this was an obvious pick for me. It's Park Chan-wook's Oldboy, one of his very best films. It's a South Korean film about revenge. I watched it many years ago, and it really, like, ignited the fuse on my interest in, like, Korean cinema and revenge stuff like that. And it's great. If you haven't watched Oldboy and you've got the stomach for it, watch it, because it's another movie that's kind of like a mind fuck sort of movie. You remember Oldboy, I'm assuming.
I don't.
What the you don't remember Oldboy?
No, I don't.
What?
Have I watched it?
Yeah, we watched it. Well, I'm going to say something to her, and we're going to cut this part. I'm going to say something to her. Hey. Alright, I just explained the whole plot of Oldboy, so now she knows what I'm talking about.
I remember now.
Alright, well,
that's a good one.
It is a good. That's my favorite one. You're 2003. Oh, Jesus. I honestly thought you'd pick Oldboy. But you didn't even remember the movie.
I didn't remember Oldboy. Oh boy.
Jesus.
I looked at 2003 and I said, I don't know what to pick. So, oops. But, so my 2003... Sit up, boy.
Okay, sorry. My back's getting sore.
Me too. My 2003. So I am a huge Barbie movie fan.
Barbie over Oldboy. I see.
I didn't remember Oldboy. I'm sorry.
Keep going.
But honestly, I still probably pick Barbie.
Jesus.
Just because it's so much closer to home.
Uh-huh.
I'm a huge Barbie movie fan. So I had like the whole movie series like for a good amount of years growing up. So 2003 is Barbie and Barbie of the Swan Lake.
What the? I thought you liked Princess and the Pauper.
I'm at 2003. Hold on.
All right.
Barbie of the Swan Lake. It is a beautiful film during that time. My mom and I always watched it all the time. She thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. I wanted that dress. I wanted to be a princess, and the setting itself was also really pretty as well. The whole thing was just pretty, and for like a little girl to see pretty colors, it was just really exciting.
All right.
Yep, that was it.
2004, a good year, one that I feel like I had some difficulties picking like a very favorite, but a film that I've just gone back and rewatched so many times, and to me it's kind of infinitely rewatchable, and I love it, is Shaun of the Dead. Great British zombie spoof comedy with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, directed by Edgar Wright, of course. I won't babble on about it because most of you are probably familiar with Shaun of the Dead. It's very iconic at this point in film history, honestly. So, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I like that one. My 2004 is, you already said it, but Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper. It is the best Barbie movie by far. The music is great. The dresses are pretty. The colors are pretty. I don't know. The music, it's really the music. It's I think it's Barbie's like one of her first musical movies.
Did like Rihanna write the music?
No, but the music is a bop. That's basically why. It's great.
See, she always told me about this movie, and I would just kind of be like, kind of ignore her. And then my friend Thomas, who is in my videos from time to time, he rated it on Letterboxd, and I recognize it because she talks about it all the time, and he gave it like half a star or 1 star. he watched it with his like young sister or something, but... And
I gave it like 4 stars.
Yeah. All right, well, okay, that's 2004 for the both of us. 2005. This, other than 1998, I think was my hardest year, just due to the fact that, like, maybe I hadn't seen enough films from 2005, and there just weren't any that, like, really stuck out to me that I would say, this is a definitive favorite of mine. But the one that I ended up picking is The Squid and the Whale, directed by Noah Baumbach. We watched this film together. It's very similar to his most recent film in a way, Marriage Story. It's a story about a divorce, a New York couple, Jeff Daniels, and is it Laura Linney who plays the mother in the film? I think it is. All right, so the camera just stopped rolling, and I don't remember where my train of thought was going. So, 2005, The Squid and the Whale. Good film.
My 2005 is The Adventure of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Jesus.
I told you. I knew you were gonna react this way.
Goodness.
It's a good movie.
2005. What else came
It
out?
has George Lopez in it.
Is he really in that?
Yeah, George Lopez is in it,
I guess
and
I
also
shouldn't be surprised.
I don't remember the girl's name, but Taylor Lautner. That was the first time I actually watched him, so that's where I started the crush. Not at Twilight, Shark Boy. That's why I like it. He's honestly my childhood like celebrity crush. Super hot. Not anymore, but he's good.
Okay, well, let's get out of... I don't like 2005. Moving on to 2006. This is a great film. Probably one of the greatest contemporary sci-fi films. Children of Men by Alfonso Cuarón. This is like a visual masterpiece, and it is just filmmaking at its finest. Very captivating from start to finish. Children of Men, fantastic film. Cuarón's best, if you ask me. What's your 2006?
Okay, my 2006 is High School Musical.
You know, I think I was looking through this, I saw that on my ratings, and I gave it like a 3 or something, which is, in my mind right now, that's high. I feel like if we were to turn on the TV and watch that right now...
You would hate it.
I'd just be like...
You would totally hate it. It's not that great, no. Let's be real. High School Musical is not that great, but it is nostalgic, and
yeah, I mean, it's definitely...
fun. Everyone knows the songs.
Yeah, it's definitely a... it has its place in history. Let's just say that. Started a lot of careers.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, that's
good.
respectable.
Thank you.
I respect it.
Thank you.
2007, good year all around. Spider-Man 3 came out. I actually do really like that film, but that's not my top. My favorite film from 2007 is Superbad. I love Superbad. The pairing of Michael Cera and Jonah Hill is great, and Seth Rogen and Bill Hader with Christopher Mintz-Plasse. I've never really known how to pronounce his name. McLovin. So many iconic, hilarious moments in Superbad, and honestly, like, a really sincere story about friendship and parting ways is really nestled into the film as well. It's just another film that's infinitely rewatchable for me. I love the chemistry of all the leads, and it's just so funny. I love Superbad. That's my 07 pick.
Cool.
I keep like looking because like I don't want to look. You make me nervous.
My 2007 pick is I always really loved musicals, and so if you haven't noticed so far, most of the movies I picked are musicals. So Alvin and Chipmunks were great. I thought it was super cute, and there's so many songs that I just like would bop to.
Okay, you know, I gotta be honest. This is really getting into the core of lukemick as a YouTube entity and channel. I started my YouTube channel doing random stuff in 2007 actually, and the videos that I posted that got the most views were Alvin and the Chipmunks slideshows with the songs from the movie, and I bought the CD at Target. So okay.
So Alvin and the Chipmunks kind of like started your whole YouTube.
It kind of did. It was a big part of my early start on YouTube, but it is no longer a part of my YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Moving on to 2008. In Bruges, directed and written by Martin McDonagh. This is a fantastic dark comedy about hitmen. Colin Farrell plays a hitman who accidentally kills a kid on the job, so he's told to go lay away in Bruges for a while. Ralph Fiennes plays his boss, who is very angry about his mistake, and it's just a great, funny movie set in this very serene town that's a total tourist spot, and they're these, like, criminals or people that kill people, and, like, they have real hearts. It's a great movie. It's so well written.
I actually really like that one.
Have you seen it?
I don't know, have I?
I don't think you've seen it.
Damn it, it's not that one then. My 2008 is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
That's like the only David Fincher film I haven't seen. I didn't know you were gonna pick that. That's surprising.
I really like it. It's just like a twist on a story. I don't know. It's very different. The love story is cute. It's nice. I'm gonna say everything's cute, but
Brad Pitt's cute,
Brad
even
Pitt's
as an
cute.
old guy.
I think it's just interesting.
It kind of stuck out to me. I don't know.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have the movie. I hate the Blu-ray for it. It's a Criterion Collection release, but it comes in a normal blue case. It's really obnoxious looking, and I don't even keep it with my Criterions, honestly. But, okay, interesting. Moving on to 2009, Inglourious Bastards. Just Tarantino's best, my favorite of Tarantino, if you ask me. I won't say his best because not everyone will agree with that statement, but just such an exciting spin on the events of World War II. Christoph Waltz is horrifying and hilarious at the same time. Just a genius film. I love Inglourious Bastards. So captivating.
Who's the big guy that comes out of the cave? The bear.
Eli Roth, the Bear Jew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that part's epic.
Director of Knock Knock.
Yeah, I really like that movie too. My 2009 pick is Up.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of Pixar's best.
Yeah, I think it's like made an impact on a lot of people. It's still talked about, and like the first 5 minutes is like probably the most emotional scene ever from Pixar. Honestly, it still sticks to people. But yeah, I think it's just really sweet, and it's a really nice story.
Nice. I like that one. It's a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
10.
2010. Great year for film. If you've been watching my channel and you know a little bit about my taste in film and which films I really like, you might know which one it's going to be. It's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I saw this film twice in its initial theatrical run. I loved it. I bought the books and read those and loved them at the time. I don't like them much anymore. Scott's kind of a dick in those books, honestly. But in the movie, portrayed by Michael Cera, he's perfect. So exciting from start to finish. I always loved the soundtrack and the score. So fast-paced and so perfectly edited and executed. Like, honestly, one of the very best adaptations from graphic novel to screen, I think, ever. Edgar Wright, it's my favorite Edgar Wright film. So, I love Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. If you didn't know that about me, you do now.
It's literally your favorite film.
It's one that I'll always say, like, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is just one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Period. So.
My 2010 pick, I think I had a bit of trouble picking, if I remember correctly, but my pick is Inception.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like a huge psychology nerd. Throughout the film, it just makes you think about how fast dreams are. And like sometimes, honestly, when I dream, I think about like Inception. It's like, oh, is this real? If I'm dreaming in a dream, does time really stop? How fast are dreams? Makes you think. I don't know. Being a psychology nerd, I really like it. So, yeah, I think it kind of started a lot of my like interest in psychology, even though it's not really like a psychology science-based film. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Inception's a good one.
2011. Another David Fincher film, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is just a really solid mystery thriller with a great cast, the classic David Fincher perfection style, beautiful cinematography, great Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross score. Just like a lot of these films, a really captivating story and journey that it takes you on. I like it a lot. It's a great film. Chelsea, my favorite team.
2011, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Hey, it's a good pick. I can't disagree.
It's a really good movie. It's very triggering, I will have to say.
Yeah, there's
For
a hard
me,
scene.
as a female, it was hard to watch, but like something about the revenge of it made it very satisfying. Kind of fast-paced film.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
I would not say
fast-paced.
fast-paced.
I don't know what I'm talking
I mean,
about.
I'm never bored by it, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's like 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
You know,
well, I
so.
guess it doesn't feel that way.
Cool. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. 2012. We have another PTA on deck here. We have The Master. Kind of similar to Punch Drunk Love. It's just a really fascinating character study. At this point in PTA's career, I feel like he had really perfected his craft of making just beautiful images in his films. I love like the 1940s, 1950s setting and the motorcycle scene with Joaquin Phoenix. There are just so many odd, interesting, strange qualities to Joaquin Phoenix's character and performance that it's just like everything is so questionable. He's so like sus. He's so sus in that movie.
What are you, 18?
Like Joaquin Phoenix be sus like that sometimes. But yeah, The Master's a masterpiece by Paul Thomas Anderson. Great film. And just a fun fact, The Master was the first film that I ever saw in a movie theater without another person with. Like, I went alone. I didn't have a friend with me, a parent with me. I just was like, I gotta go see this. My other friends had already seen it, and I just sat in the theater alone, and I was like 13 or 14, and I was like, that was a lot to take in. I don't know.
My 2012 is Brave.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We just watched that for the first time, and I was like,
I actually really like it. I really like the mother-daughter dynamic.
That's
I think
good.
it's very close to home.
Yeah.
It's relatable to a lot
Yeah.
of females, I feel like, with their mom. So yeah, I don't know. I know, like, you think the bear part is a little weird. Just, like, the whole concept of, like, turning into a bear in general.
Yeah.
But I think there's so much more to that story. And, yeah, I just like it because of the culture, the mother-daughter dynamic. It's really...
Yeah.
It's very relatable.
You're right about that. The internal themes of that film are much stronger than what's happening at the surface level. That's all I
think
have to
about
say.
that.
I mean, I thought about it. I saw it, but I was like, it doesn't relate as much to me, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay. Brave. 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to 2013. This year was so hard for me. There were like 4 films that I had at 5 stars on Letterboxd, and it just got to the point where it's like, I have to pick one of them. And the one I went with is Alexander Payne's Nebraska, starring Bruce Dern and Will Forte. You've started watching this with me, but like thought it was boring and fell asleep. But I think this film is so beautiful. I love the black and white cinematography and driving through the boring Midwest, being a Midwesterner, and just the dynamic between Will Forte and Bruce Dern is really humorous and very like sincere, and it's just like a very low-key, relatable, funny film about old people, and it's just it's great. Alexander Payne is a really wonderful filmmaker that's really good at capturing realistic characters and family dynamics in ways. So yeah, that's a great film. I love Nebraska. I actually just I went to a pawn shop and bought the slipcover only off the guy. It was this weird little pawn shop, and I was like, hey, can I just buy the slipcover? And he's like, you don't want the movie? No, I just like having the slip. I already have the movie. That's the weirdest request I've ever had. And he's like, 50 cents. I was like, all right, there you go.
Not every Midwesterner sounds like that, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think he even sounded like that.
He did
but
not sound
he was
that
an
way.
older gentleman, but...
Okay, my 2013 is This Is the End. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
This Is the End. It's
So
the
you went
one.
with that one.
Yeah, so this is the one with like all like the fun celebrities, and they just
All the fun celebrities
all
you
the
can't
fun.
name.
There were so many on it. Yeah, I'm so bad with names. And
It's
so
the
many.
Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jay Baruchel one.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
It's
that
funny.
one. No, it's so funny, and like the fact that they just got a bunch of friends and was like, "Hey, we're throwing this crazy celebrity movie, and you guys are all just gonna die," is great. And the fact that everyone was just like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. I was so excited in anticipation with that movie before it came out, and when they finally got it off the ground and filmed it and put it out in theaters, I really had a fun time with
Yeah.
it. I always liked it a
really
lot.
funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. 2014. This is a film I've talked about on the channel before. A lot of the films going forward are ones that if you've been watching me since December or January, you know that I like these films. But Nightcrawler is my 2014 pick. Jake Gyllenhaal, again, one of my favorite U.S. actors. It's a film where, like, if it's on TV, it's been on HBO a few times, and I turn it on, and I'm just, like, doing stuff around the house, and then I sit down and I watch the whole thing. It's just so entertaining. It like, Jake Gyllenhaal just grabs your attention, and he never lets go of it throughout the entire film. I love the score. I've talked about it before. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, go find my video on the top 10 films from 2010 to 2019. It's in there. Nightcrawler's fantastic. I always have loved it, so
Hey.
sweet film.
Yeah, I know you like that. You talked about that movie a lot, actually.
Yeah.
A good amount. So my 2014.
Yes.
My 2014 favorite film is Big Hero 6. I think it's a very underrated Pixar.
It's just Disney.
Disney movie.
Yeah.
I think it's very underrated. Honestly, Baymax is great. He's just very lovable. The storyline with the brother is, It's sad, it's about loss, but it makes me feel
sad.
good at the end, you know? Like the fact that his brother was able to build something in honor of him. But I have to say that I also have an honorable mention for 2014, and that is the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh yeah, we just watched that
Yeah,
one.
we just watched that. I think it is so beautifully shot. The set for it is amazing.
Really impressive,
It's
yeah.
brilliant. We kind of went into the special features when we watched it.
Yep, on the new Criterion.
Yeah, and how they basically just remade this whole mall and made it into a hotel, and it was beautiful. Both of them are very great films. I only picked Big Hero 6 because it kind of made more of an impact in my life. I just watched it before the Grand Budapest Hotel. It's been sitting in my memories longer, so
Yeah,
that's
course.
kind of why.
You have more of a
but-
history with it.
Yeah, and
makes
we
sense.
literally just watched the Grand Budapest Hotel, so
Yeah, that's kind of like why I couldn't pick Lost Highway for 97 is because I just watched it within the past like 5 months.
yeah.
And like
too
it just
soon.
is too soon to say it's a favorite. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, nice. Good picks. 2015, we're nearing the end. This film is criminally, I hope I didn't pop the microphone there, criminally underrated. It is Luca Guadagnino's A Bigger Splash. This has, where's the film? Where is it? Where is it? I'm going to pull it out. Here it is. Fantastic cast. We got Ralph Fiennes of the Grand Budapest Hotel. You know, there he is. See him?
Uh-huh.
We have Tilda Swinton, also in the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Uh-huh.
Matthias Schoenaerts, super underrated actor, and
Not
Dakota
part of the Grand
Johnson.
Budapest Hotel.
No, these two are not. But this is just such... It's filmed somewhere in... I believe it's in Italy. I mean, it is... Luca Guadagnino is Italian. It might be in some other European country. But it's just a great story about these complicated love triangles and history of these people. It's just so intense. And the way Guadagnino shot it is like really Italian. Like there are a lot of like zoom-ins from very far away, and it just has this feeling and aesthetic that I really was surprised at when I saw it. And it's just such like a tense film that I just fall in love with all the characters and always want to see it through to the end. So that's A Bigger Splash. I had to pull it off the shelf because you gotta see it. You see that? There they are, right there. So, alright.
All right, 2015. Honestly, one of my top movies of all time is Inside Out.
Okay. Okay.
What was that?
I don't know, like I
Okay.
like assumed it was something that like we had seen together, but it's just like a movie
No.
that you really like.
It's,
Okay.
it's just a movie, also very relatable. It talks about mental health a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if you really think about it, and it just
Oh,
like
it does, yes.
it gives you kind of like a perception of like what really goes on in the brain. I mean, sure, it's like a children's movie, but
Yeah,
it
it's
really
much deeper than that, of course.
it's a lot deeper than that, and I think it's really relatable to people our age, and honestly at any age. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a huge like mental health like type of person, so
Yeah.
for a movie like that to come out and for me to finally understand a little bit more about my brain in like a child's concept was really really nice. So honestly, that's like one of my top like 5 movies.
Yeah, it's solid. 2016, another film I've spoken about on the channel before. This was another year that was like really difficult. There were a lot of films, but this is just like the obvious standout. And it's another Park Chan-wook film, The Handmaiden. Great film, just so...
Was that 2016?
Yeah.
That's right.
Just so
Yeah.
enthralling from start to finish. A really nice narrative structure, beautiful cinematography and framing, great like costuming and sets, and just a nice dark twisted sort of, I don't know, edge to it that I really like in films. And you kind of have to expect that with Park Chan-wook because he makes kind of messed up movies. And this is one that plays it straight because it's kind of like a period piece, but it does have these more devious tendencies. So awesome film. I love The Handmaiden. It's so good.
I think I would need to rewatch it because when we watched that, I wasn't really into film yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of watched it as the baseline of like, whoa, this is a lot.
All around just good movie. It's kind of like Parasite. It has intense things like that, but it's also just a very like accessible, kind of relevant story that I think a lot of people would just be captivated by. So, yeah. All right, you're 16.
My 2016, I remember having a lot of trouble with what did I want to pick other than this. I don't remember. Oh my god.
I would have thought you would have wanted to pick The Handmaiden. All the Park Chan-wook films, I'm like, she's going to pick this one, but she just ignores them.
What I did pick was Train to Busan.
Okay, another Korean film.
Yeah, another Korean film. I've been talking about it a lot lately, so I think it's really, like, hit with me. I don't really know why. It's just a zombie film, to be honest. It's not, like, anything crazy. Like, it's good.
It has good characters.
Yeah, and
there's memorable characters.
There's a good moment where this is kind of tear-jerking. Mm-hmm. It's just a zombie film, but I really like it. And it's very fun and entertaining.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and you're right. It does have really fun characters in there.
Yeah.
That, can make an impact.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. I remember, like, the end of the movie, but I don't remember anything other than the end and just, like, the characters and the way they look. Like, I don't remember any other, like, event or scene from the movie.
No, me neither.
Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying. 2017. This year also was, like, so difficult. I've talked about it on the channel before. If you saw my video from that decade list. Phantom Thread, the final PTA film on the list. I think he is my top director on here, so let's give him a round of applause. Paul Thomas Anderson with 3 films that are favorites of mine from the years I've been alive. Phantom Thread, a lot like Punch Drunk Love, is such a great romantic comedy. Another period piece, like The Handmaiden, that's like kind of erotic and it's just so gorgeous. It's a beautiful film about a man who's making dresses and he's very insecure about things, and this woman comes into his life and starts challenging him, and it's just really funny and kind of intense moments where it's like, oh, this is really uncomfortable, and it's just such a beautiful film. I love Phantom Thread, and oh my goodness, Johnny Greenwood's score.
I knew you were going to say that.
I've listened to that thing on loop so many times. I love his score for that, as well as his score in The Master, too. I didn't mention his music in that, but I listen to the Phantom Thread score all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You were stuck on that score for basically the entire year.
Yeah,
or the rest of the year once it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were addicted to that. That was good.
It's super awesome. So,
my 2017... Okay, so my 2017 best film is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I think that might have to be my favorite Marvel film, to be honest. I just think it's hilarious, and just, like, bringing the Hulk in for, like, a couple minutes, I think that was, like, my favorite
Well, he's
part.
in a good half of the movie.
Well, I guess when he first came in was, like, the funniest part to me. Him being this monster, like, big, crazy guy, and Thor comes in and he's like, hey, I know this guy! And then they're just like, yeah! And then they team up, and I think it's so funny.
Yeah, it's great.
Just the whole movie itself is very entertaining. Like I said, I think it's my favorite Marvel film. I mean, I guess Avengers, Infinity War, and whatever. It's pretty good, too. But Thor is really good. I do have an honorable mention for this year. It's my last honorable mention. But One Cut of the Dead is so funny. And if you haven't watched that, you should watch that. We actually have a vlog of us coming out of the movie and just, like, our reactions.
We'll link that
look
below.
for that.
Yeah.
I like the simplicity of it. It's so simple, but yet hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it made me laugh. I think my cheeks and stomach hurt.
Yeah, it's a really funny movie.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people mention One Cut of the Dead. Well, not a lot of people, but when they do, you gotta keep it in your mind and do not look into what it's about.
Yeah,
just
everyone
watch
says
it.
don't read into it.
Yeah.
Do not read into it because you will spoil it.
Yeah,
for
so
yourself.
just go see it. It's great. It's so
good.
fun. And they just had a Blu-ray release. Shudder released a steelbook in the U.S. So if you're Region A, it's pretty inexpensive, at least when it came out. It was like $16, which is not very much for a steelbook. Check it out. Great film. Moving on to 2018. Another film that I've talked about before, but I just have to mention it and say it because I have to pick a film from 2018, and that is Burning. This is another South Korean film by director Lee Chang-dong, and it's the only film of his I've seen, and I'm very nervous to watch more of them because Burning was such an effective mood for me. Like, it was a movie that I was sweating profusely, and I was like so shocked by the movie in general. You weren't as like affected, but I was just like,
felt sick.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's a mystery. It's a very personal, confined film, and there's just so much that they just leave to your imagination so many awful things. And it's a long film. It is a slow burn, as people say. It is a slow burn, but to me it's a very rewarding film that also just kept me up at night for a few nights. So Burning, 2018,
you were kind
great
of
film.
messed up after it.
Yeah, we had an argument. I was like, ugh, and she was like, what? Not even a big deal. And I was like, are you serious right now?
Yeah,
And
but I
then
kind
it was
of
late at night. We got into a little spat.
I kind of understand like how you feel like
Yeah.
with Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down, yes.
Yeah, Black Hawk.
That should have been
Random.
your 2001 pick, babe. Black Hawk. What'd you
What?
pick for 01?
Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase.
Oh no! You should have picked Black Hawk Down.
Shoot, I actually should have. But anyway, side note to that, Black Hawk Down really like messed me up, and just also made me felt sick, and I was messed up for days. Same feeling. It's just this feeling of like it just being very impacted by the movie, and just like for a movie to be able to put you into the movie, I think that's really good. So I mean, I give props to Burning. I just it wasn't that same feeling for me.
Yeah.
So for 2018, I picked Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That could have been my pick.
Yeah, I honestly I just watched it a couple days ago, and that is already the top of 2018. The score is great. I love the music, honestly.
Sunflower.
I actually don't like that song.
I know.
The artwork and the animation and everything, I guess I don't know terms of stuff. But like,
I don't know what they call that artwork. I mean,
Okay.
it's like kind of a newer thing. I don't know what Sony
it's-
wanted to call it.
the
but
colors are beautiful, it's bright, it's vibrant. The story is super interesting. It's actually really funny
Yeah,
for
it's
like
hilarious.
a kids film, and like for Spider-Man to be done over and over again in the last couple of years, to be honest, like to have a new concept like that and still be original, I think is notable.
And it's got great characters.
Oh,
with
yeah.
really good
Characters are great.
arcs for a lot of them.
Yeah, so I'm
So-
excited for the next one to come out.
Yeah, me too.
Very excited.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. 2019, there were a lot of good films last year. I made a top 10 list for the year, so my favorite film, if you've seen that, is not a surprise. It is Parasite. I mean, Parasite is just like, that is a film where I can say it's the bee's knees. It's super accessible in a good way for being a foreign film. It was so exciting seeing it win Best Picture and Best Director, like an Academy Awards ceremony where I was like, yes, like with every announcement basically. It's just such a smart film and just so entertaining.
Yeah,
It's
so many
nonstop.
people raved about it. How much more can you really rave?
There are people I've talked to where I'm like, hey, you gonna watch Parasite? And they're like, I don't want to read subtitles. And it's just like, f you. No, just kidding. But, well, no, I'm not kidding. Like,
No.
seriously, watch the movie. You'll enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
so what you'll have to read. You'll like the movie. At least like it, if not love it.
Like
So.
Bong Joon-ho says, if you can get past the little subtitles that's 1 inch off the screen,
Yeah.
you get to experience a whole new level of cinema.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Basically his words.
Something like that.
Is that your 2019?
No, it's not.
What?
Yeah.
What
no,
the
it's
hell
not.
did you pick?
I
I'm very
really
surprised.
do like Parasite, and it also was a great movie, and I was very excited when it won all the awards. But my favorite is The Farewell.
Okay, I forgot that came out in 2019.
Yeah,
That's
so
a good one.
it
too.
was a very hard pick, but for some reason I knew that you were gonna pick Parasite, and like I don't know, but The Farewell just hits me a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about like a grandma story and like about a family, Asian family dynamic. It's an American film, but it's based in China, and it has Asian American actors and actresses, which I think right now is very important to me in the film industry, and just to have that representation hit me a lot. The story itself is also very relatable to me and my life, my story. So I don't know. I cried. I cried about
I
it in
remember
the
that.
theater, and then I cried about it when I went home after the movie. I remember. So I was very emotional,
Yeah.
and Parasite did not make me cry. Even though I guess there's really not a moment to make you cry.
Yeah, Parasite is more gonna make you wince and make
Yeah.
you just be like, whoa!
But Farewell made me cry twice, which has never happened before. For me to cry after the movie ended was very weird.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Okay, well, we're on to the last year, 2020, which is right now. And of course, this year is kind of messed up. It's a little bit of a janky year. Personally, I know you too. Haven't seen many 2020 films. We saw maybe 4 new releases in theaters. None of them were very notable, like Bad Boys and Sonic the Hedgehog. Fine films, but not top of the year. So the one that I picked
So
so
we're forced
far,
to pick something
yeah, and
kind of like iffy.
and the film that I pick, I actually really like because I got to go to the Sundance Film Festival.
That's right.
So I got to see 6 or 7 like good films at the festival, and the one that I personally liked the most and my favorite release so far of 2020 would be Possessor, directed by Brandon Cronenberg, not David, it's his son Brandon, and it's like this very like high concept sci-fi horror thriller type thing where people are being implemented into other people's bodies to carry out hits and assassinate people, and it's kind of like a like twisty movie with pretty excessive gore and violence and graphic nudity, honestly. And the film has come out. A lot of people on my Letterboxd who were interested in seeing it had rated it, and I don't know how they saw it. I don't know if it went to some streaming service. I actually am not sure. But seeing it at Sundance completely uncut, I was like, I wonder if this is going to be edited for like an MPAA rating, or they might just release it uncut. But it has a good cast. Christopher Abbott, who's been making the rounds in independent films for the last few years. Andrea Riseborough and Sean Bean are in it. And there's someone else, Jennifer Jason Leigh, of course. She's a big part of it. Just like a really weird film that I really appreciated for its creativity and uniqueness and violence. So
Violence.
that's Possessor. It was a great midnight film at the festival. I had a lot of fun with it. So
you look.
2020.
It sounds like you picked a good film that's actually like good. My pick. So most of my movies are from when we go to the theater, and so since we haven't been able to go to the theater, my pick for 2020 is Birds of Prey.
Okay, out of everything we saw in theaters that was a 2020 release, that'd be my favorite one.
Okay, good. Yeah,
is a
I
fine
really
pick.
like Margot Robbie a lot.
she's
And
great.
just to have like a female-based like
Squad
was really cool.
felt very empowering.
But I mean, I don't love the movie, to be honest. I think it's good, but that's the best one so far in 2020 because we haven't gone to theaters. So, and we don't stream movies.
Yeah, we
'Cause
don't
that's
stream
kind of-
often. We did watch The Lovebirds with Kumail Nanjiani,
true, but
which was
that's-
not good, honestly. I did not like that film. I thought I would think it was a little funny, but I was just like, this is like skit after skit. I wasn't happy with that film.
I feel like if Mulan came out, I would have picked Mulan for
Yeah,
2020.
yeah, you probably would have. Yeah, for 98 and 2020.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I probably would have.
But that's everything. God, this video is long. This might be my longest video ever. This is gonna be so long. Goodness gracious. Well, that's everything. If I want to mention, if you want to know what other films we like in general or from these years, you can check out both of our letterbox. We both have one. Links below. So if you're like, why the hell didn't Luke pick Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind or something like that, you can see that I really love that film. I gave it a 5 out of 5, but I picked Shaun of the Dead over that one. That's just an example. So if you're interested in seeing what else we enjoy, you can look through our Letterboxd and follow us on there, of course. And please, if you feel like typing a lot, leave us a comment with your favorite movie of each year. This is honestly a really fun list to put together. It's a really inventive and great way to look back at films you've liked in the past. And
Let them know if you want me to come back.
yeah, and if you want Nancy to see Nancy in more videos, let us know down below. Put a dislike on the video if you want to see more of her.
No.
Just kidding.
Subscribe, like.
Yes. Yes, if you enjoyed watching us mumble about these movies for like an hour, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comment because I'd love to see what you all have to say. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again later on the flip side, in another life, in this life, any day of the week you want.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Bye.